Your playing career is long since ended.
Ranger, they score!
So why is now the right time?
I've always wanted to share what was going on, but I wasn't brave enough to do it. You can only share this stuff with people you trust. Truly. I know it was tough for my teammates. I know it was tough for my family, my friends.
This is not about hockey anymore. This is about living.
You finally solved one of the NHL's great mysteries. What happened to Paul Ranger?
The word mystery got me. No one knows. You know?
Here we are at the Ranger Ice Palace.
The first time that he actually put skates on, my only concern was, let's hope he has fun.
Ranger now moving in. Nice old fancy pass. Score!
Spending hours out in the backyard, hockey rink till the wee hours in the morning.
Oh, scores! Nova, et la vue.
We had a blast.
For Paul Ranger, it was apparent at an early age that hockey was always going to be more than just fun.
Perception of me was just a young, rising hockey player, and I felt that way too.
He had all the tools.
Paul Ranger!
His skills were just outstanding.
Ranger score! Paul Ranger goes high!
I remember saying to him, don't be afraid to be the best.
It wasn't long before Paul's best was on full display.
Shot by Ranger!
He was a terrific player. He was made for today's game, without a doubt.
Paul Ranger is the guy you build your team around.
With an 8-figure contract on the horizon, Ranger was on the verge of stardom.
My goals are being fulfilled, and I still have others. I was just focused on playing and getting better.
But no one, not even Paul, knew what was lurking beneath the surface.
It was after I had 2 major shoulder surgeries 2 summers in a row. I found myself alone a lot, just reflecting on my life, and where I was, what I was doing. Questions that you ask when you're in a dark place. You look for the answer. You're looking for hope. You're looking for something to hang on to. Hockey was my escape from all these negative thoughts, negative feelings. They just started to creep into the game.
Ranger checking low into the boards.
It was early in the season, the 8th game, and Paul wasn't playing well. He was making big mistakes.
Rangers got Vesey right on him. Vesey steals the puck. Shoots Smith. Rebound, they score.
He did a couple things on the ice that was egregious, you know, whether it was a giveaway, and his game was starting to slip a little bit.
Ranger turned back, Vesey took the puck off him, gets his 2nd goal of the year.
I said, you know, Ranger, you got to get your mind into it. I remember feeling like 20,000 people were closing in on me. And I'm thinking, where the hell am I? I was showing him video, he wasn't looking at me, and I got a little upset. My head was down, and I couldn't even look at the TV. I was so heartbroken as to what was happening. I lifted my head, and I started bawling. I couldn't control it. I felt soft. I felt like I was weak. I was so embarrassed. I just shut the TV off, and I knew it wasn't about hockey. It wasn't at all. He changed from a coach to a friend. Just looked at him and I said, I can't tell you right now. Let me finish the game.
What happened after the game?
I was so frustrated at the time. I just remember grabbing one of my sticks and asked one of the security guys, don't let anyone in here for the next half hour. I tore that room apart. I was done.
And we got this phone call from him, says, I want to come home. Are you injured? Are you quitting your job? No, I just want to come home.
Those 3 days, I literally couldn't get out of bed.
It was tough. It was frustrating, confusing. I wasn't quite sure exactly what's wrong with him.
This wasn't going to be a short-term thing. It turned into 7 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 3 months. I needed to get away from the hell that I was going through.
We encouraged him to find professional help.
You know, there's an old saying, the light's at the end of the tunnel, right? I could no longer see that light. It was gone. If I don't get healthy, I may not be here next year.
Not playing in the National Hockey League.
On Earth.
Your teammates know?
It's about mid-March. I get a phone call, look at my phone, it's Paul Ranger. He's a good friend of mine, a great fisherman. He's very passionate about it.
I decided to volunteer as a first mate on his boat.
And I was thinking to myself, huh? You know, he didn't like leave a letter saying, hey, this is what's up. He just kind of left. I knew he'd be a great mate, but it was a crazy phone call.
I worked with him for 10 days that year and then another 6 weeks or whatever it was the next 2 years.
At that time, I didn't know exactly what he was going through. He didn't want to talk about it, and I didn't need to know.
It was really one of the only places that I could let go. Every time something came to my mind, I would refocus on the positive thing in the moment. Not challenging those negative feelings, just letting them flow away. And something else would replace it. Something good, finally.
After 3 years away from the ice and almost being consumed by his depression, Paul was hopeful he could return to the game he loved.
My biggest fear was that when I go back on the ice, I'm going to have those thoughts again. And it happened. It happened.
But once again, Paul found an ally. This time, Marley's head coach, Dallas Aikens.
The kid was struggling. Seeing a kid and that much pain and, you know, fighting so hard. He was in the fight and we were in the fight with him.
He helped me so much, supported me so much through my struggle while trying to make my way back.
He helped me more than I helped him. I think Paul taught every guy in that dressing room lessons about who we are and what is our character and are we willing to help each other.
The help Paul received carried him back to the NHL and renewed his love of the game.
The game got fun again. I could see that he was having fun.
And the appreciation for that support has led him to coaching and to this point.
All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Paul.
Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, this is going to get a little bit emotional for me. I've been wanting to share my story, my life, my career for a long time. And I feel like I'm finally ready to do that. I went through a pretty bad depression. It was hell for a long time. It took me a long time to get past the stigma around depression. I just continued to work with commitment and hope. And it worked. I want to try and start paying this forward now because I've had so much support from my group that helps me out. And my message is be brave. Be aware of those symptoms and signs of depression. Talk to a friend. Seek professional help. And the final thing is to never, ever give up. Never give up. Because with work and commitment, I'm living proof, okay, that it can change. It can change for the better. Okay, your lives can change. You guys mean a lot to me. You've been a huge help for me. Take it to the heart.
It's amazing to see someone that comes off as strong and macho just make himself vulnerable for us.
Thanks for all your help too. I appreciate it.
A player that I used to play with took his life due to depression, and I mean, around that time it was a tough time for a lot of us that played with him or knew him, so it was a powerful moment for a lot of us. We've made a stride in the right direction towards ending that stigma within our room first, and then hopefully throughout Canada after today.
I think this is a real big step in his progress.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go!
This comes full circle. Maybe him helping players can bring him joy now.
Where were you yesterday?
I was with the wife.
We had two forwards out there, and I'm like, where is this guy?
If you could just help one, that's all you need.
Is that a circle?
Ooh, that looks good.
Close it up, eh?
It's actually really exciting to see where he's come, especially as someone who loves him and wants the best for him. It's emotional knowing that many people along his way were invested and took the time to actively reach out to him and made sure he was okay. It meant a lot to him.
Now I view life completely differently. It may take days, weeks, months, years, even a decade or more to get to where you want to be, but I'm telling you that it's worth it. It's worth it. It really is. To fight your way back.